The West African nation of Mali is one of the poorest countries in the world, but it is known for its democratic model in Africa. Mali was supposed to hold a presidential election last year, but Islamic extremists looted the presidential palace and declared they had seized power. Well, now, even with the rebel group still active, Mali is planning to hold a presidential election this year. And one of the candidates, a Mormon who studied at BYU in Utah, is one of the top contenders. Yeah Samake stopped by Sand Creek Middle School in Ammon today. Eyewitness News reporter Tatevik Aprikyan is in the studio. And Tatevik, what was the purpose of his visit? You got to talk to him.
I did. Todd, he was here for a cultural exchange visit of sorts. He talked to students about life in Mali and, of course, touched upon what he hopes to change as president of a nation in the hands of extremists.
Can you tell me your name?
Students at Sand Creek Middle School got a visit from one of Mali's most modern presidential hopefuls, Yeah Samake. After learning a few words in his native Bambara, the students listened to the history of Mali and were surprised by the life of Malian children.
They're hungry, they only get one, maybe no meals a day.
The 42-year-old Yeah Samake is one of 18 children who grew up in deep poverty in the southern Mali municipality of Ouelessebougou. His father taught him that education was the key to overcoming poverty. He got his bachelor's in Mali and his master's in public policy at Brigham Young University.
Democratic principles bring a country from poverty to abundance.
After graduating, Samake returned to Ouelessebougou, where he is now mayor of 44 villages. He transformed the local government into an open, transparent model.
Local leaders are the main actors of the development process.
As the only Mormon family in his country, he says he doesn't capitalize on religion in his campaign, but it does play a part in how he governs.
I implemented something that Mormons will well relate to as an elders quorum. It's unique to my city.
Samake says government that empowers local leaders is key to making sure that locals are service providers, not the Islamic extremists. He admits taking the successes he's had as a mayor and transitioning those governing principles to an entire country will not be easy.
You know, the extremism came for the lack of implementation of those simple principles. So if we let that continue, we will miss the Mali moment.
And that Mali moment is something he touches up on often, that now is the time for change in the country and that he's the man that can make that happen. Live in the studio, I'm Tatevik Aprikyan.
I bet that was an interesting conversation. Tatevik, thank you. The actual date for the election is not set yet, but there is a deadline to make that decision by the end of July.